A young woman went to the police again and again because she was afraid of a man who would not leave her alone. She reported unwanted contact, damage to her car, being followed, and a frightening break-in at her home. But instead of being protected, she was fined for wasting police time. Weeks later, 19-year-old Shauna Grice was dead inside her home in Portslade, near Brighton. The man later convicted of murdering her was Michael Lane, a man the court described as obsessive, jealous, and stalking her in the months before her death. This is not just the story of a murder. It is the story of warning signs that were seen, reported, and still not treated with the seriousness they deserved. It is the story of a young woman who asked for help, and a system that failed to understand the danger she was in. Shauna Grice was 19 years old. She lived in the Brighton area, and by all accounts from her family, she was lively, kind, and deeply loved. In court, her mother described the huge emptiness left behind by her death. The judge said Shauna had been robbed of her life, and that her family and friends had been left with grief that no sentence could ever repair. Michael Lane was 27. He had been in a relationship with Shauna, though the background was complicated. Shauna also had a long-term boyfriend, Ashley Cook. What matters in this case is not gossip about Shauna's private life. What matters is that Lane's behavior became controlling, persistent, and frightening. According to the sentencing remarks at Lewis Crown Court, Lane would hang around where Shauna lived, send messages to her boyfriend, follow her, and secretly place a tracker on her car so he could monitor her movements. Court records show that Lane's behavior did not happen in one sudden moment. It built over time. The judge said he deflated and slashed Shauna's tires, then tried to appear helpful by assisting with repairs. He stole a rear door key and later used it to enter her home. He made silent, heavy-breathing phone calls. He also kept private messages and used them to turn the police response against Shauna when she complained about him. The first police report came in February 2016. According to ITV News, Shauna reported Lane for damaging her car and sending unwanted flowers. He was warned to stay away, but the behavior continued. In March, Shauna contacted police again after Lane grabbed her phone and pulled her hair in the street. Instead of the case moving forward against Lane, Shauna was fined £90 for wasting police time because she had not initially told officers about the relationship between them. This fine became one of the most disturbing parts of the case. In the judge's later statement about the police handling of Shauna's complaints, he said officers treated Shauna as the wrongdoer and Lane as the victim. He said there seemed to be no appreciation that a young woman could be in a relationship with a man and still be vulnerable and at risk of serious harm. In simple terms, the police saw the relationship and missed the danger. That decision changed everything. According to the court's IPCC statement, after Shauna was fined, later complaints were treated with skepticism. Between the 9th and the 12th of July 2016, more reports were made. One involved Lane stealing a key and using it to enter Shauna's bedroom at around 6 in the morning. Another involved silent, heavy-breathing calls. Another involved Lane being seen following Shauna. Lane received a caution for theft and a warning to stay away, but the later incidents were treated as low risk. Think about that for a moment. A man had entered a young woman's bedroom using a stolen key. She had already reported him before. He had been warned before. Yet the danger was still not fully understood. In August 2016, Shauna saw Lane loitering outside her home again. According to reporting from The Independent, her friend Joan Pumphrey gave evidence that Shauna did not report it because she feared police would not believe her after the earlier fine. That is one of the most painful parts of this case. A victim had already gone to the authorities, but the way she was treated made her afraid to ask again. On August 23, 2016, according to the sentencing remarks, Shauna ended the relationship with Lane after a meeting at a hotel in Hove. The judge concluded that Lane then plotted revenge. The following day, he bought petrol. In court, Lane claimed he had bought it because he planned to harm himself, but the judge rejected that explanation. The court found that he bought the petrol because he intended to kill Shauna and destroy evidence with fire. On the morning of August 25, 2016, Lane left home shortly before 7:25 a.m. According to the judge, he had already formed the intent to kill. He carried items that could help disguise him, including a high-visibility jacket and a peaked cap. Shortly after 7:30 a.m., he entered Shauna's home, knowing her housemates had left for work. The judge made clear that nobody can know every word or movement that passed between them in those final moments. What the court did know was that Shauna knew her attacker. Lane killed Shauna in her bedroom. The details are difficult, and they should be treated with respect. The court found that he used a knife, likely taken from Shauna's kitchen, and attacked her fatally. The judge placed the time of death around 7:40 a.m. After killing her, Lane did not call for help. He did not try to save her. Instead, he searched for her bank cards. The evidence after the murder was crucial. CCTV placed Lane near a cash machine at around 8:06 a.m. when Shauna's bank card was used. The court heard that 60 pounds was taken from her account, and later police found 60 pounds in Lane's car. The judge described the theft as cold and callous, especially because it happened only minutes after the murder. Lane then returned to Shauna's home. According to the sentencing remarks, CCTV showed him going back into Chris Story Road at about 8:22 a.m. carrying a bag. The court found that he returned with petrol, moved Shauna's body onto the bed, poured petrol in the room, and set fire to it in an attempt to destroy evidence. But the fire did not destroy the scene in the way he intended. The room became smoke-filled, and Shauna's body was later found there. After leaving Shauna's house, Lane went home, showered, and tried to hide clothing and shoes that might contain blood evidence. The murder weapon was never found, but the evidence against him was strong. The judge later said it was overwhelming. During the investigation, Lane lied about his movements. According to The Independent, he later admitted he had gone to Shauna's home, but claimed he had found the door open and discovered her body. He said he panicked and left without calling 999, without checking her vital signs, and without telling his family. The jury did not accept his account. At trial, Lane denied murder, but prosecutors argued that he had stalked Shauna and that his obsession turned fatal. He was found guilty at Lewis Crown Court. The judge described the killing as premeditated and said it was far from a spur-of-the-moment act. Lane was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 25 years. The case did not end with a conviction. It raised serious questions about how police handled stalking and harassment reports. The judge's IPCC statement said Shauna, or people acting on her behalf, made 5 complaints to police between February and July 2016. It also said that after the March fine, Shauna's later complaints were treated with skepticism, and that she later did not complain about further stalking because she felt she would not be taken seriously. The wider picture became even more troubling. The Independent reported that 13 other young women and girls had made similar complaints about Lane's obsessive behavior, though those allegations were not heard as part of the murder trial, because Lane did not dispute that he had stalked Shauna. Sussex police said no action had been taken in those cases because of lack of evidence or because some complainants did not continue with their reports. In 2019, the Independent Office for Police Conduct announced recommendations after its investigation. These included recommendations for better training, better risk assessments, better communication, and a recommendation that fixed penalty notices should not be issued in stalking and harassment cases. The Guardian also reported that police officers were told not to use fines in stalking cases after what happened to Shauna. There were also disciplinary proceedings. ITV News reported that former Sussex officer Trevor Godfrey was found to have committed misconduct in the way he handled Shauna's complaint. Sky News reported that Shauna's parents called the hearing a sham and said they felt let down by the process. Sussex police apologized and said they were learning lessons about stalking, harassment, and domestic abuse. Sky News also reported on an MICFR's inspection that found stalking and harassment offenses were not being investigated consistently or effectively. The report followed an inquiry ordered after Shauna's murder and raised concerns about training, risk assessments, and the way stalking was identified. The case became a national example of what can happen when stalking is treated as a minor dispute instead of a serious pattern of risk. Shauna Grice's case remains important because it shows that stalking is not always loud or obvious to outsiders. It can look like unwanted messages, watching, following, silent calls, gifts they're not welcome, damage to property, and turning up where someone lives. It can be dismissed as relationship drama, jealousy, or confusion. But when those behaviors repeat and escalate, they can become dangerous. Behind every true crime case is a person who had a life before the headlines. Shauna was not just a victim in a court file. She was a daughter, a friend, and a young woman with a future. The tragedy is that she did speak up. She did report what was happening. And still, the danger was missed. For Behind British Crimes, this case is a reminder that true crime is not only about what happened after a murder. It is also about the warnings before it, the evidence that was there, and the lessons that must not be ignored. If you found this case important, please like the video, subscribe to Behind British Crimes, and share your thoughts respectfully in the comments. Every case we cover is a real life, a real family, and a real lesson. Thank you for watching.